Hey everyone, a quick little Facebook video just with some exciting news that is kind of breaking now, and I'll have more details for you later this week. But right now we are finalizing the plans for what will be a weekly Facebook Live TV show style, I should say. It's going to be called Rewriting My Story. It's going to focus on telling the journeys of people's health transformations. On the show, I will be interviewing different people all throughout the country and in the world who are transforming their lives through health, but they're also rewriting their story in the process. As you guys know through my blog at drmondo.org, that's the big focus, is talking about making weight loss a springboard event for not just a health transformation, but for a life transformation. We know that when you lose weight, it brings up all these emotional opportunities that you have to change your relationship with yourself, to change your relationship with people in the world. And so many people have had these amazing stories that we continue to encounter. Of course, the folks I worked with NBC's The Biggest Loser, those are some of the folks that we're thinking about getting on to this weekly program, including some of the folks that we're now getting a chance to interact with in the plant-based whole foods community who have some amazing transformations. So again, the details of the show are to follow, and essentially what it's going to be, again, is going to be a chance for you to tune in each week on Facebook Live. There's no network to tune in on. It's just going to be here on Facebook, and it's going to be an opportunity for you to hear some really inspirational stories. And my role in that is going to be that of interviewer. So I'll be doing the interviews, and really, my goal is to kind of take apart the process. This won't be a therapy session per se, but I am a therapist, so I'm sure I'll ask some therapist-like questions in that, so you kind of get a chance to be in on the inside of what it looks like to see me do even some of the work that I do in my sessions as I focus on the emotional side of the weight loss journey. I think so many people are out there with before and after pictures, but not enough people are out there with before and after stories of what's happening for their internal transformation, or what it was like to face resistance in their families or resistance in their marital relationships as they went through weight loss transformations. I think what a lot of people are interested in is, because they've gone through the same things, is how do I navigate those really rough and choppy waters? So I want to be able to ask the folks that are on the other side, what's kept them successful? And at the same time, I want to demystify a little bit of this before and after stuff that we see with people, where we think that, once the confetti and the streamers come down, as I often say, that everything is just fine, and that your life is suddenly changed after you've gotten your health back and you've had this transformation. The reality is that the change process is overwhelming. There's bumps in the road. Sometimes that means regressing at certain points when you have emotional triggers in your life come up, or stressful circumstances. So I want people to be able to tell that side of the story too, the side that's often neglected in their journey. So where I'll need your help is obviously to tune in. Once we have the official date, it'll be a weekly reoccurring place. It'll take some time, I'm sure, to get used to, but it'll be a weekly, 45 minutes to an hour long space where we are going to be here. I'll be interviewing someone about their transformation story, and I'll be needing you to watch, and I'll be needing you to share. I'll also be needing you to ask questions, and I'll announce who the guests are going to be before each week. But ask questions before and ask questions during, and we'll have some help moderating the broadcast. And at the end of the broadcast, what we'll do is we will be able to then take some of your questions and ask the person who's the guest on the show about some of their feedback to your, and specifically answering your questions. So the final part is this: I need your help to watch, I need your help to share, promote this idea, promote even this video here today that this is going to be starting up here pretty soon. The other thing is that some of you out there watching have amazing health transformation stories. And if you think that you would be a good candidate to share your story, we talk about so much in my research that paying it forward is one of the ways that you actually ensure long-term success. And people always, when I go through that stage through my online program, will say, not me, like I still have another 10 pounds to lose, or you don't know about that time where I gained some of it back. And then again, if you have a story to tell and you have had a journey with your health transformation, and it's been a pretty inspirational journey, and maybe it's time for you to tell your story. So if you're someone that thinks that you might have a story to tell, and even if you need the extra push to share it, I would love to entertain the idea of having you on the broadcast at some point, So feel free to message me. Same goes if you know people who have had some amazing transformations that you think would be good ideas for guests on the show. I will definitely be looking for more of those tips, more of those people. It's really fun for me because, I'll tell you some stuff that I haven't really shared much kind of just out in the social media world. But, for the last 2 years, I have been in talks about starting a television show with 2 different production companies. And unfortunately, we're at a stalled point right now where we're not pursuing that. And pursuing that means happening on one of the major cable networks. But I think that this is kind of the revolution of where things are headed. The reality is that I think in some ways, as much as I'm still open to that, this platform of social media is where a lot of people go for their information. So, I'm still open to pursuing those avenues, but I think in the meantime, those concepts are much different than what I want to do here. I just want to get back to hosting. And that's the other thing I don't talk much about, but, growing up, sports broadcasting was my first career, it was my first passion. And I loved hosting a weekly show where I had guests on the show and we talked sports from the collegiate to professional to high school ranks. And there's always been a part of me that loves that. It's probably part of why I don't mind doing these videos and things like that, because I've always loved broadcasting. So it's neat for me to think about stepping back into that role where I'm able to start helping people by just simply facilitating the process of storytelling. And as a therapist, I think I do use a lot of those skills I developed as a broadcaster in the interviews I do with my clients. And so to kind of weave all of that back together and then hopefully put together a weekly broadcast where you can come and you're going to hear some inspiration, I think we could all use that in our week. So again, excited about this new development. I will be back with more details on when this regular reoccurring thing is going to happen. I can tell you right now, this is the place, Dr. Mondo's Facebook page, that we will be doing the live broadcast. I will know about the time. I will know about the weekly dates you can tune in. But I'm so excited. Again, if you have any ideas for folks that should be guests, or if you're one of those folks that you think has an inspirational story that you want to share and tell, I would love to interview you. And pretty soon here, we'll be doing it on a weekly basis. So I cannot wait. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday, and I'll be in touch soon.